On this gun talk hunt, some guys just have all the luck. And we're talking one of them, Gary Killingsworth, drew out on a lot of tags.
Hey, I'm KJ, dedicated lifelong hunter here. If you got an interest in all things hunting, you're in the right spot. Whether chasing quail across the plains of Oklahoma or in pursuit of elk in the backcountry of British Columbia, you'll always find me on the hunt.
All right, welcome in all you Gun Talk hunters. I'm your host, KJ, and today, very special Gun Talk guest with us, which is Gun Talk's very own Gary Killingsworth, and we are talking about some guys just have all the dang luck. And Gary this year has been that guy. He had some draw success. I personally would love to hear how he did it, and we're going to provide you some extra material for your draw hunt success. So, coming up on the draw year, we're going to get you all squared away. And if you didn't draw out, we're going to give you some tips on how to better your odds next season. But this episode is brought to you by Savage Arms, Remington Ammo, Snap Safe, Timney Triggers, and First Person Defender. Without further ado, Gary Killingsworth, welcome in.
Thanks. I'm glad to be here. Appreciate it.
Man, okay. Let's just start off with what did you put in for this year?
So, yeah, and I'm up here in Oregon. And so what I put in for this year was basically the way it breaks down in Oregon is you've got 100 series, that's buck deer, 600 series, which is antlerless, and then 200 series, which is elk, right? So every year I pretty much put in for everything. And somehow for the 100 series buck with no points, because I spent all my points last year, I drew my first choice. So that's Upper Deschutes, so Central Oregon, right by Bend. I drew 600 series, which is the unit I drew is called the Willamette tag, which runs from September to February, and it's a hair tag.
A hair tag, so anything.
A hair tag, yeah, for that one unit specifically. And then I drew Mount Emily elk. It's a spike tag, but that's a coveted area.
My gosh. So you drew, so how many tags in total did you put in for this year? God
3.
dang it, and you drew
Not
3?
not counting, yeah, not counting bighorn, which is once in a lifetime.
Come
But
on. How long have you been putting in for that? Yeah.
bighorn every year.
Every year.
Yeah,
Well,
I think maybe there's five a year,
I
something
put
like
in
that.
every year.
But
Every year I have standards that I go to that I'm like, one of these years I will draw. But I think every year I put in for at least 6 to 7 tags. I
yeah,
did not draw once, but I did draw an alligator tag here in Louisiana. So at least I get to go do something, and it's local,
hey,
it's short
you
drive.
got something. That's right.
But
Yeah.
how long have you been? Because, well, with the buck tag, you got your first try, which I hate those guys, by the way. Because
That's
it's
never
like,
happened.
I just decided to put in, and look what I have.
No, I know. That's never happened to me before, ever.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
so short story time here, folks. So my buddy Josh Ward, he does kind of PR marketing work for a company called Gunpowder. One year, he finally drew out, and he had been putting in for, I think, this Oklahoma elk tag. I think he had like 12 years or something like that on his when he finally drew. And this is one of those places where they drive you in every morning, they pick you up every night, but you have this like unit, and you can only have a set number of, like, I think it's like just a few folks that you can come and help you out if you tag out. Well,
yeah.
so he tagged out, and then we were driving up the next morning, so we had to wake up super early in the morning because We were going into his area to pull his elk out because we couldn't pull it out that night. Don't ask me why. And
Yep.
so I'm sitting around and we're going out and I'm looking at all the hunters that are in the like little like trailer with us. And not a single one of them was like there was a couple young guys in there, but probably six of the guys that were in there were over the age of 60. And you
Yeah.
ask those guys, how long you been putting in this? Oh, I've been putting in for this tag for 30 years. I've been putting in this tag for, 28 years. Like these are guys that have like dedicated their lives basically to try to do this one hunt, and they never draw out until they're so old that like they're having a hard time getting out there. And then the
Sure.
two young guys that were in there were like, "This is my first season hunting, and I drew out." And I'm like, "We
Yeah.
all hate you. Get out!" Like,
Yeah. It's all the guys in the middle.
yeah,
It's everybody in the middle is not drawing
yeah,
anything.
and
Yeah.
you do this every year, and some people do call these like once in a lifetime tags like the biggest scams out in the hunting
Yeah.
universe. Like they're
Yeah.
just getting your money. They already have who they want to go on these hunts. It's not a fair draw. Look, I'm not here to say whether it is or it isn't a scam, but I'm
Yeah.
sure as heck gonna still put in for them. Like because what happens if
Yeah.
my number gets drawn?
That's right. That's because your point total is an investment portfolio.
that
It's pretty much what
yeah,
it
it
is.
really is. It's an investment.
Yeah.
And
Have you put in enough money with the state
yeah.
to have enough points to finally
Hey, how
draw?
about this? How about instead of like every year like what is the expected amount of money you want me to donate to your organization or your government entity that will allow me to take that tag?
Yeah, exactly.
Is it
Yeah.
$7,000? Like
Yeah.
so now you're looking at okay, you got this once in a lifetime buy that you can go in, you just say, "Hey, put me on the list when I get there, just draw my name. Like just call me
That's
and I'll
right.
pay you the 5 grand or whatever you want that year."
That's right. Yeah.
Like instead of I don't know, just line up. I
Either that or an essay contest.
Oh, an essay contest with a video portion. You have to
There
produce
you
a
go.
video and it has to all be self-filmed.
Here's why I want to hunt this unit.
What would your video feature? Me blowing on
Well, let's see.
a bugle really horribly, like because
Yeah.
that's the world I live in now. I drive to work now, and I turn the radio down. Like I'll have a few calls set up in queue on my radio, so I'll push play and I'll hear the call and I'll go okay, replicate it, and you see me like some guy driving by the other day was looking at me like really weird, like what's he doing? And I have the bugle tube
Yep.
in my car just hammering away like I'm playing trumpet
Yep.
in a brass band.
Well, what you got to do is get yourself a cow call, and as you get out and go to the grocery store, just keep calling all the way through down the
Yes.
aisles.
Yes.
Mew, mew.
Well, do you really feel like karma has really like blessed you this year? Because what's your plan?
Well, so it's fortunately it's spaced out enough. So the Central Oregon buck tag is beginning of October. So it's kind of an isolated tag. It's not far from where I live. I mean, it's a 2, 3 hour drive. Um, so I'll have, ample time and opportunity to scout that unit, which I kind of already have. I've got my Onyx is
Yeah,
full. Um, the elk tag is end of November. And then that Willamette hair tag, like I said, it runs until February. So
you
I've
got
got all
all
winter.
season to work on that. But like
Yeah. Yeah.
from what I gather, Oregon's elk, like controlled elk hunts, often it's like less than 10% draw odds in like premium units.
Yeah.
And is that
So
considered a
yeah,
premium unit? I mean, you can,
it yeah, that the Mount Emily, I'd say is probably the either number one, number two, or number three in the state as far as the coveted bull tag. And so my first choice was the big bull tag.
right.
Second choice was the spike tag. Um, and that's the one I drew.
Wow.
So, kind of what I'll be doing in that unit is just getting a chance to learn it in case one of these years when I'm 65 years old, I finally draw that big
Just
bull
look
tag.
look for the easiest route up Mount Emily.
Yeah, yeah. And it's, as far as Oregon goes, it's different country because it's really close to the Idaho border. Um, so it's high country, but it's the rolling hills. It's not
Okay.
so much high desert. It's rolling hills, deep valleys, lots of glassing.
Yeah. Man,
Yeah,
I just
and it'll be cold.
well, it'll be cold, but how ooh. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna jump in here with a quick break. I want to hear your gear strategy for these hunts. I mean, because you've got three hunts, probably a little bit. It sounds like a little bit of a diverse terrain that you're gonna be dealing with.
Yeah,
And what is your caliber of choice? Are you taking one gun for all,
yeah,
or do you just choose three different guns? So I can't wait to hear
yeah.
about that all on the other side of this break. Looking to trim a few LBs out of your pack or just your firearm? Check out the Savage 110 Carbon Predator. Two swing swivel studs, matte black carbon steel receiver, two-piece Weaver style bases, proof research barrel. Yeah, it's carbon wrap, so that's where some of the weight savings is going to come. And you won't be disappointed because they offer it in a lot of different variations. 6mm arc, 223 Remington, 22-250, a favorite of mine, 308, 65 Creedmoor, and 300 Blackout. Now, you're talking about weight. You're talking about, well, how much really is it going to weigh? Trust me, you're going to be able to carry this thing all day. It's under that 7 pound range, so I promise you it's accurate too. So trust Savage 110 Carbon Predator for all your weight savings. When it comes to securing your gear, firearms, and valuables, peace of mind starts with SnapSafe. This is a Hornady company. We love these because they keep our firearms safe, especially with me traveling on the road so much. Their Trunk Safe 2 is something I trust to put my firearm in. It's not going to rattle around all the spots that I don't want it to because it's secured within my truck. So if you're looking to go on the road or secure your firearms safe at home, check out SnapSafe. First Person Defender YouTube page is out. You got to go like, comment, and subscribe. And I promise you, you're going to like what you see over there because you are going to get a view. Each week, we're going to be launching new episodes. Season 14 is coming out soon. So get over there and check it out. You got to like, comment, and subscribe. We want to push this thing out because we want more people becoming more aware of their personal safety. If you like tips, tactics, watching people and seeing how they react, and you being the Monday morning quarterback that you are, I know you're going to love it because you're going to say, whoa, I wouldn't have done that. I would have done it totally different. Well, would you have? Because I'm going to be honest with you right now. There are a lot of people out there that says, I'm going to just turn it on. I'm going to know when my attack comes. Well, if you know when your attack is coming, I sure as heck wouldn't be there. But watching First Person Defender gives you the opportunity to say, yep, I wouldn't be in that situation because I'm going to see it way before that. And you're training your mind. All right. So go like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube page over there. The First Person Defender is going to be hot. All right. We're back and we're talking with Gary Killingsworth of Gun Talk. Dude is lucky. He drew out 3 hard to get tags in 1 year that's close to home. Deer, elk, I mean, come on. And probably you're going to hunt some bear at some point, right?
At some point, yeah,
So what's your gear strategy looking like? Because it's going to be cold.
yeah, yep. It's gonna be cold. So for my first hunt, so that's the buck deer Central Oregon tag. That is it's high country. It's right kind of in the valley of the Three Sisters mountains, kind of in the
Okay.
Cascades. So it's high country, high desert. Um, it is covered in roads. So there's logging roads everywhere in there.
Mhm.
So strategy on that hunt is run and gun. So no matter what, I'm not gonna, even if I try, I won't be that far from the truck.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be light. I'm try to be quick and as active as I can, cover as much ground as I can.
So so have you entertained the idea of an e-bike? Is that allowed in that area?
It is.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
it
allowed.
seems like you
Yeah,
could run and gun, like use almost the truck as a base of operations and use
yeah.
that as like a kind of a runner vehicle.
That's not a bad idea.
Just thinking, like, because
Hmm.
I'm like, man, if you use
Yeah,
the truck as a base and you could hit those little, like, if like instead of getting out of the truck, walking, up hard trails or whatever, it seems like an e-bike
yeah.
might be a good option, or a
Yeah,
horse.
it would be. Or a horse.
Take a
Yep,
horse, Gary
yep,
on a horse.
yeah, yeah. And that unit being covered in roads too. I mean, there's there'll be other hunters in
Yeah,
there, whether they drew it or not.
fact.
They'll be in there.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at for that unit. I mean, I've considered the e-bike, or even if one day I could afford a side by side.
Oh, that would be great.
But
But then you like, I
yeah,
feel like e-bikes are so versatile. Like, and they're small. They can be compact, and you can carry your pack on them and all that good stuff. But
yeah,
it seems like in that terrain, maybe an e-bike would be the better option rather than a side by side.
yeah,
Because side by
yeah,
side, you can hear it
yeah.
coming.
You can hear it
E-bike,
coming.
man, you
That's
just sneak
right.
right up on them.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know, I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna be shopping for e-bikes this afternoon. I'm convinced.
There's a lot of them out there. I saw one that looks like a it. I think it's essentially it looks like a dirt bike, but it's
Yeah,
like, so I forget who. And now my phone's probably picking it up and going, "Oh, he's in the market for an e-bike." No, I'm not.
yeah,
All right, I have to make that
yeah.
clear to my phone. Not in
That's
the
right.
not. I do not want to be sold e-bikes. I have to speak into my phone, like, and my computer's here, so it's all listening to us.
Yeah, it
Yo,
knows.
yeah, it knows. But like a dirt bike e-bike, I wonder, do they even make they make those, right? Like
Yeah, they do.
something
And I've
more
seen like
sturdy.
the beach versions,
Oh yeah, but just something more
like the
sturdy,
big the fat tires.
like fat
Yeah,
tires. Yeah, that's probably what.
fat
Because what's
tires.
the terrain going to be like up there?
Um, it varies quite a bit. I mean, it's from flat, kind of in the plains leading up to the mountain range, to very steep.
Okay. Now, at that
Yeah.
point, will the deer be down since the cold weather set in? Is that pushing them down?
It if it snows up high, it will push them down. But October's over the last several years, I mean, they've been varied so much. I mean, there could be 2 feet of snow on day one of your hunt, or it could be 75
Oh
degrees.
gosh. So how do you,
So
man? I guess you're just looking,
yeah,
you're just keeping tabs, and you've got, so when you scout, you're scouting both high and low.
yeah,
I mean, you have to just to
yeah,
give yourself options, right?
yeah. As soon as the first shots start to ring out in the woods too, I mean, because being Central Oregon, these are mostly
Okay.
blacktails, bigger blacktails. It's a little bit of a hybrid. I mean, kind of mixed with mule deer, but they tend to act like blacktails, so they'll go nocturnal
Yep.
um, pretty quick as they start getting pressure.
Dang. That sucks.
So it is a constant
Yeah.
adjustment of strategy with those.
Well, it's just,
Yeah,
I don't know, like changing of strategies mid hunt for me is, I mean, I know my terrain really well just because it's mostly private, and on draw hunts or terrain that I don't know, seems like changing strategies mid hunt, if you don't know the area well enough, I mean, it's a
yeah,
gamble. And if you're not taking those risk, I guess, on big time
yeah.
draw hunts, I'm like, why draw out? You're wasting your time,
That's
you
right.
know? Um,
Yeah.
well, let's talk about success. What does success to you on these hunts look like? Not dying.
Well,
That would be my first one.
Most, I mean, there's something I can hang on the wall behind me,
Yeah.
obviously, is that's a mark of success. But I mean, really, I'm at that stage where being out there, the chase for this first hunt, I'll have my dad with me. He won't be with me all day, but he'll be with me quite a bit. So just spending that time with him in the woods, that's an instant
Yeah.
success right there.
Do they have tandem
Um,
e-bikes? That would be amazing.
that would be
Old Butch
amazing.
and Sundance out there.
You know, a sidecar. Putting the old man in a sidecar would be amazing.
Oh my gosh, I could see that like like some hunter out there like really serious and really grinding it out, and here you two come
Yeah.
by on like an e-bike tandem bike,
Yeah. Yep.
like just having fun.
Yeah. We stop and pull over. I help him get out. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
But I like that. I mean,
But yeah, it's the time in the woods, man. I mean, that you can always you can always kill an animal, right? But you don't always get to replicate those moments in time because they don't last forever.
yeah. So let's talk about the spike tag you drew. Uh,
Yeah,
like firearm choice
rugged.
there becomes a little bit more tricky because it's a spike, so it's not as big as a giant bull. Um,
Yeah,
so what setup are you looking at there?
yeah. So as a gear guy who wants to have a different gun for every hunt this year, I'm actually doing the opposite. So I got one gun. One gun is going to go with me on everything this year. Christensen Arms 7 PRC.
Yep.
Um, I've I've pretty much decided on that being my one Western gun this year. I'm comfortable with it. I love it. Um, I've dry fired with it all year
Yeah.
long. And it is, yeah, it's the right gun
Man,
for all three of
it
these
really
hunts.
is. And as long as it's almost an extension of your body, and as much as you've been dry firing and everything, I mean, and you can shoot it, that's
Yeah,
the gun to take.
yeah,
Like if anybody ever has any doubt, like, do you know that gun intimately in and out? Like, is it an
yeah,
extension of you? Like, then you should take it.
yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of where I've landed on this one. I mean, I want an excuse to go buy another gun, two more,
Yeah.
and, and optics setups and you name it. But yeah, I've just decided to kind of keep it premium and
Yeah.
simple
I
this
like it.
year.
Like, that's all you got to do.
Yeah,
We're going to work on getting you a pack. I think we're going to go with a Kafaru pack for you. And
yeah,
you're looking at, so are you spike camping it? Are you in a, what's that? What's camp look like to you?
yeah. We're setting up a canvas tent with a
Oh,
stove. I'm going with on that hunt, actually going with my stepfather and my stepbrother, who actually know that unit pretty
oh,
well. So I'm getting a chance to, even with a tag in hand, I'm getting a chance to learn it. They've got tags in hand as
oh,
well.
nice.
So this is gonna be a hauling
Oh,
extravaganza.
you're going to need a good pack then. But we know people,
Yeah,
which is great.
yeah,
Feel like your trigger's holding you back more than your ex? Fix that with the Timney Alpha competition trigger for the Ruger RXM. It's got a crisp 3-pound pull, no adjustments, no drama, just pure, smooth performance. It installs easier than IKEA furniture and comes fully hand assembled, tested, and calibrated by real humans, not robots or over caffeinated raccoons. Made in the USA and backed by a legendary lifetime warranty, yes, it will make you more accurate. The rest is on you. Hey, get your heads up. Heads up, right up here. Tactical treasure hunters, beware. Optics Planet just became your new favorite adult toy store for gear. Let's get that out of the way. Want scopes, red dots, night vision, and stuff totally you probably don't need but will absolutely buy anyway? Yeah, I thought so. Use promo code GUNTALK at checkout and get 5% off your order. That's right, 5%. Not 2, not 3, 5. Like the fingers you'll use to type that code in while pretending this wasn't my idea. So go to Optics Planet, check it out, enter code GUNTALK, and get your 5% off. Looking to level up your hunt and tighten up those groups? Well, look no further than Remington Ammo. Yeah, the stuff in the green box is super accurate, and they've got everything from hunting ammo all the way to NRL, like match ammo. So check those out. Remington Premier, from Premier Tip AccuTip to match grade ammunition, all in that green box you love, you trust, and you adore. Find it all at remington.com. So we're kind of in the let's give some folks some advice period right here on really being effective with your draw strategy and what you can do to better your odds next year. I'll start. I'll give one, and then I'll let Gary like kind of bounce his ideas off and probably like he's got a lot. Obviously, he's successful. I don't know how much you really want to listen to me because I'm not that successful at draw hunts. When we can talk about that. Why haven't I been as successful? But I really feel like I have a strategy, and I think that's where we start is like diversifying your draw, your state portfolio, and that's basically don't put all your tags in one state's basket. Diversify those areas and that you can access and that that you can get access to as far as like how many tags are available as opposed to like, okay, I just want to put in for the most wanted unit. Maybe you look at something different. So diversify your state and put in for an Oklahoma elk tag, a Kentucky elk tag, which is also a once in a lifetime draw, and then maybe go with maybe a Colorado tag if you're wanting to pursue this elk thing, and then put in for like then they have over the counter units. So the years you don't draw and you're just building those states, your points in those states, go hit up an over the counter tag. Like that's okay. Go shoot a cow. There's nothing wrong with that. We need to take cows out.
Yeah.
So that'd be one of my things there. Gary, what do you got?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so one of the things that I did this year, which is kind of a little different than what I've done before, so Oregon puts out their book at the beginning of the year, right? So it will walk you through the units and it will tell you 2024 first choice applicants. So it will give you numbers, which I know most states do. How many people applied? How many were drawn? But not everybody goes back in time and does the research on success rates from the previous year. I know not all states publish that, but a lot of them do, and Western states especially do, is going back and really kind of studying between those two numbers. That's what I did this year was, okay, based on how many tags were awarded last year, how many folks were successful? And knowing how to slice and dice those numbers a little bit. And so just because there was a ton of tags given for a certain unit and there was a ton of animals taken out of there, look at those percentages a little bit. And the other thing for me was this year, I just got lucky, just flat out lucky. But it can be tempting where you have, here's my first choice, and then here's my second choice, my third choice, my fourth choice. And you may not even really want that fourth choice tag. So maybe don't burn a point on it.
That's great advice.
A lot of people are getting drawn for a unit that either they don't know at all. It just happens to be close to the area where they really want to hunt. And it's not the hunt that they really wanted to burn their points on.
Yeah.
So hang out or try a different unit or a different series or hunt general season for a year or knock on doors or
and that's a good point. Like that's what I do. I'm very careful on like I want this tag in this unit. And if there's only if there's 5 choices and there's only 3 that I really want, I'm only putting 3. Like those are the 3 that I want because that's what I worry about, Gary, is I would worry about putting those eggs in that, fourth and fifth basket, and then all of a sudden they're
Yeah.
gone. Like that
Yeah.
depletes your points. Like, and it's your
Yeah.
fifth draw, and you're like, I drew out, like I was successful, but I don't know that unit as
Yeah.
well. And oh,
Right. And you're starting
that's
over
brutal.
now.
That is a great
Yeah.
one. I will say this, like when you're applying on party hunts,
I was just going to mention that.
proceed. Aha, I took yours.
Yep.
um,
Yep.
proceed with caution. I'm going to tell you this:
Yep.
proceed with caution, and who
Yep.
you apply with,
Yep.
because there are states, and I'm going through this now, where it's like, oh yeah, every 5 or 6 years you should draw out, but then you put in with a party hunt, and now you're all maybe not at that same level.
Yep.
Maybe you have 4 points, and they have like
Yep.
two. Well, they're gonna
Yeah. Now you have two and a
you
half
have two and a
points.
half points.
Yeah.
Like that's how they
Yeah.
look at it. They don't go,
Yeah.
okay, oh well, you have 5 points. Well, everybody's gonna raise to that level of everybody has.
Yeah.
No, they go, you drop down. So
Yeah.
be attentive to that when you're selecting your hunting companions over that trip that you guys want to take,
Yeah.
and you're like, well, because right now I don't know how many. I think I have four. I think four or five preference points for Iowa, archery hunting Iowa.
Yeah.
I put in for a party hunt, and I think Mr. Thomas Allen that he forgot to put in maybe a couple years, and we did not draw. We should have
Yeah.
drawn out with 4 tags with 4 points.
Yep.
So I'm not saying
Yeah.
that I
Old
don't want to
Thomas
put
is
in
your
with Thomas
albatross on
Allen.
this one.
I'm just saying that make sure everybody is putting in each year.
Yeah. 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 Absolutely. Or, yeah, put in not as a party. If you're wanting to hunt with somebody, put in
Yeah.
separately. And tag along if necessary.
Learn
Learn
the
the
unit.
unit.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else to help them?
Yeah. Um, yeah, just do as much research as you possibly can, because remember, most people aren't.
Yeah.
They are just putting in for where they want to hunt, and they're putting in at the last minute, just hoping for the
Yeah.
best.
Oh yeah. There's oh my gosh. There's so many little things that you look at when putting in to draw, and use services. Like, I mean, go hunt,
Yeah,
hunt and fool. If you just don't have
yeah,
the time and you have the resources, like use a service like that. They'll remind you. They'll put in for the draws
yeah,
for you that you don't have to remember. Uh,
yeah.
and they've got all the
Especially
stats.
navigating those other
Yep.
states, the state where you don't live and you're not familiar with all the regs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
that's yeah, when you need to go on a hunt out of state and you don't know anything about it, they're great
Yeah,
resources. I mean, they just are.
yeah,
So,
for
but
sure.
yeah, and there's a lot more. I mean, you can use hunt planning service. You can apply for party hunts. You can don't ignore the random draw states, because random draw states, you might be that one guy that just put in for it
Yeah,
that year and happened to draw. Don't ignore those, right? Just because you're
yeah,
building points in other states doesn't mean that you have to ignore, like, you might draw out for a very coveted tag in random draw states.
yeah. Another thing I just thought of was leftover tags. I know not all states do that, but many do, and you'd be surprised at premium units that come up on leftover tags. And usually, what that means, especially out west, is they're adjusting things up based on conditions and things like
Yep.
fires, where animals will move around between when the book is published. This is especially true for archery guys.
Yeah.
There's some amazing units that just opened up for leftover tags.
That's awesome. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We're at our last segment. And this segment, I give it all to Gary. Like, Gary, what's on your mind? What are you thinking about? Just any advice that you have more for these guys, or any gear that that you've been testing out that you're really happy with. This is kind of your chance to just unload. It might even be a rant. I'm just going to give you the floor.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds good. So, for me, kind of what I'm focusing on right now is once I knew what I drew. I mean, obviously, I love gear. That's my life. Like it's going through gear, taking stock into what's going on, refamiliarizing myself with exactly how I was feeling about my setup once I put it in the box at the
Yep.
at the end of
Oh
last
yeah.
year. But getting in shape for
Yeah.
sure. That has been on my mind big time because you think about it and you think about those long days in the field and it's one thing over, it's over the summer, got kids, you're busy, you're doing stuff, you're working, and the fall then just shows up and it's right there. And I mean, I'm not much higher than sea level where I live. And so, but everywhere I'm going to be this fall, I'm up high. And so, um, weighted vests, getting moving, getting those lungs expanded as much as I can, because just maximizing that time out there where I can cover ground and I can stay active. And I mean, I know hunters have gotten so much better at taking care of themselves over the years, and there's much more of a movement on that, but the enjoyment that you'll get out of it if you're not suffering,
Yeah.
um, that's on my mind. And then, absolutely going through my gear like in advance. I mean, including like LARPing myself, like in the garage. Put it all on. I mean, every like packing everything. I mean, what's making noise,
Yep.
what's not making noise, what's not fitting right, what zipper configuration am I not liking? All those times in which you go into your pack because you stuffed it that morning,
Yeah.
leaving the tent. Where's this one thing I was looking for? um, just full on dialing that system so that my body's in as good a shape as it can be. My gear's in as good a shape as it can be. I know what I'm doing, and I can focus on the
Yeah.
hunt. Um, that's kind of where my mind is at right
I
now.
like it. No
Yeah,
surprises, right?
yeah. No, limit the
Yeah.
surprises because something's going to pop up
Oh,
out
you're
there.
right. Something's gonna pop up.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Well, I appreciate it, Gary. Gun Talk hunters, you know the drill. Keep those muzzles pointed in a safe direction and always be on the hunt.